Meanwhile, the spokesperson of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, has joined other members currently eyeing this speakership position for the 10th Assembly. The lawmaker, who declared his interest while interacting with journalists, says his topmost priority, if elected into office, is to make legislations that will holistically address the challenges in the education and security sectors. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has called for the redistribution of the 320.3 billion naira intervention fund approved by the federal government for tertiary institutions in the country. ASU President Emmanuel Sodoke, in an interview, called for a redistribution of the fund to ensure that it accounts for 90% of what has been approved to go to universities and polytechnics not kept as bureaucracy. President Muhammadu Buhari had approved the sum of 320.3 billion naira as the 2023 intervention funds for public tertiary education institutions in the country. According to the TET Fund Executive Secretary, Sonny Echono, the 2023 intervention cycle will see each university receiving 1.1 billion, while each polytechnic gets 699 million, and each college of education would get 800 million naira. However, Osodoke hailed the federal government for the approval of the fund. The federal government has commenced the implementation of Phases 2 and 3 of the 41.6 billion naira Nigerian Communications Commission's broadband connectivity intervention in critical sectors of the nation's economy. The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, disclosed this when he distributed certificates of various institutions in Abuja. Pantami stated that the first phase had been 80% implemented after the Federal Executive Council and FEC approved the intervention on 29th March 2023. According to him, the Phases 2 and 3 broadband connectivity would provide services to 49 higher institutions of learning, 20 airports, and 6 markets. The minister added that the total number of interventions across the country on broadband connectivity is 113. The Kano State government has approved the commencement of a second-term Ramadan vacation for public and private schools in the state. The Director, Public Enlightenment, Ministry of Education, Aliyu Yusuf, made the announcement in a statement, enjoining parents and guardians of students in the boarding schools to convey their words by the early hours of Friday. According to Yusuf, all students in boarding schools are to resume at their respective schools on April 30, while day students are to resume on May 2, warning that appropriate disciplinary action will be applied on defaulters. He also urged students, parents, and guardians to ensure compliance with the approved resumption dates, wishing the student a successful and hitch-free vacation. It's the 1 p.m. news on Splash 105.5 FM. Slide. Israel strikes Lebanon and Gaza after major rocket attack. CAF opens bid for 2027 Africa Cup of Nations. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll bring you more stories. Stay with us.
Mọ̀nàmọ́ná a máa fúnni ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ a sì máa mú ìdẹ̀rùn wá láti wá dènà ìjàmbá iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná. Ojúlówó wáyà tàbí kébù ló yẹ ká fi fa iná nínú ilé, lọ́fíìsì àti nínú ìlú. Pure wires and cables ní àwọn ilé-iṣẹ́ mọ̀nàmọ́ná àti àwọn agbaṣẹ́ṣe yàn láàyò. Ojúlówó ni, kì í bó lára, kò kì í jóná àbáàdì, kì í kán sínú, ó sì fini lọ́kàn balẹ̀. Ìdí nìyí tí Standard Organization of Nigeria fi fòǹtẹ̀tẹ̀ tí Nigeria Electrical Contractors náà fi dìbò fún. Bí copper cable ṣe wà ní aluminium cable ń bẹ nípele lówó tí kò gún pa. Pure wires and cables tó jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Kaman ló ṣe ojúlówó wires and cable jáde. Olú iléeṣẹ́ Pure Wires and Cables Limited wà ní Afrins Compound, Fort Gate, number 122/132, Oṣòdì Apapa Expressway, Ìyànà Ìsọlọ̀ bus stop, Lagos. Ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọn ní 080-803-23257. Pure Wires and Cables. Ìrọ̀rùn fi iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná.
Your pikin don land. Hello. No dull. Give Give your pikin breast milk sharp inside 1 hour where you born am. Make it take drink that first yellow milk where they call colostrum. That first yellow milk colostrum get everything where your pikin need. Plus say go help protect your pikin against yamayama disease. No forget give your pikin breast inside the first 1 hour when you born am. This message now from Ari Project or your State Ministry of Health.
Ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi, ẹ má jẹ́ kó wo náírà titun àti àìlègbówó yọ yín lẹ́nu. Hope wà lórí fóònù rẹ. Ìfẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀ta náírà wà ńlẹ̀. Torí náà, tẹ́ bá fẹ́ fowó ránṣẹ́ sí màmá nílé àbí láti ra owó ìpè fún Àbíkẹ́ láti fún oníbàárà lówó àbí tó oníbàárà bá fẹ́ fún yín lówó. Hope wà lórí fóònù rẹ. Ìfẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀ta náírà wà ńlẹ̀. Èèyàn mi, nọ́mbà fóònù rẹ ní nọ́mbà káàdì ATM àti nọ́mbà àkáǹtì rẹ o.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, gbádùn ayé ìrọ̀rùn pẹ̀lú Hope Wallet. Tẹ *569*9# lórí fóònù rẹ kó o sì yan Open Wallet. Tẹ àlàyé nípa ara rẹ síbẹ̀. Ló bá tán, o ti ṣí àpò ìṣúná rẹ nìyẹn. Hope PS Bank á wá fún ẹ ní ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀ta náírà ṣáńgílítì. Hope àṣeyọrí. Hope Bank nígbà gbogbo.
Welcome. Turning to the foreign scene now. Israel's military has struck targets linked to Palestinian militant group Hamas inside Lebanon and across the Gaza Strip. The attacks came after a major rocket barrage on Israel from Lebanon, which the Israelis blamed on Hamas. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, in a statement today said it had hit targets, including terrorist infrastructures belonging to Hamas in southern Lebanon. The IDF also added that it would not allow Hamas to operate from Lebanon and held Lebanon responsible for every directed fire emanating from its territory. However, Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh, who was in Lebanon when the rockets were launched, said Palestinians would not sit with their arms crossed in the face of Israeli aggression. Now, U.S. President Joe Biden's administration has blamed its chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan on his predecessor, Donald Trump, in a new report. A 12-page summary of the report said Biden was severely constrained by Trump's decisions, including a 2020 deal with the Taliban to end the war. But the report also acknowledges that the government should have begun the evacuation of civilians earlier. You would recall that the deadly pullout in August 2021 ended America's longest war. 13 U.S. soldiers and nearly 200 Afghans were killed as U.S. troops scrambled to evacuate more than 120 people in a matter of days. Finally, sport news. The bidding process for the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations has been declared open by the Confederation of African Football, CAF. Interested countries can now submit their bids to the continent's soccer governing body. A number of countries have expressed their interest in hosting the competition, although they must secure the backing of their government to push their bid through. Nigeria, Morocco, Algeria, Zambia and Benin Republic have submitted a joint bid to host 2025 AFCON finals. CAF will name the host for the 2025 and 2027 AFCON later this year. Just before we go, a recap of the headlines. Reps have directed NDDC to halt release of funds to the federal government. HASU has called for the redistribution of federal government's 320 billion naira intervention fund. Israel has struck Lebanon and Gaza after a major rocket attack. In the world of sport, CAF has opened the bid for 2027 Africa Cup of Nations. For more details on the news, visit our website on www.splashfm1055.com. Now you can download Splash FM mobile app on iOS and Google Play Store to listen live, get news updates, opinion poll, and you can also report an event live to us through the iReport feature. To download, simply go to any of the stores mentioned and search for Splash FM 105.5, then click to download. We have now come to the end of the news on Splash 105.5 FM, the integrity station and the best radio station in the southwest of the country. The news editor is Tunde Olawuwu, assisted by Babatunde Morenikeji. I am Funmi Adetitun. Good afternoon and thank you for listening.
Quick, Charger 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station.